贝罗派你来此，究竟是何意图？凭你还想与我抗衡不成？你的对手是我。古妖碎片已经分开太久，你与我的融合将是一次新生。王林，现在明天见气。
Renegade Immortal. Episode 127 tells the story of Wang Lin unleashing a million-fold slaughter in a decisive battle against the remnant soul of an ancient demon, the blood shadow of the ancient demon. Beilu descends and begins fusing with the ancient demon, allowing Wang Lin to comprehend the yin-yang void reality realm. After 100 years of closed-door cultivation, Wang Lin successfully refines the immobilization technique. The moment he leaves seclusion, he instantly kills 2 monster marshals who were attacking the soul-refining tribe. After resolving the tribe's crisis, Wang Lin travels to Fire Monster County to fulfill his past agreement with Bei Luo, helping him seize the ancient demon fragment hidden there. Upon arrival, Fire Monster County has become a living purgatory. A brutal war lasting over 100 years has completely ravaged the land, with countless broken skeletons scattered everywhere. Wang Lin steps across the muddy ground and walks toward the capital city, which has now become a silent, empty ruin sealed beneath a powerful demonic aura barrier. The ancient demon inside clearly wishes to remain undisturbed, and breaking this seal is the first step Wang Lin must complete. He extends a finger and cautiously touches the visible demonic energy barrier, only to be violently repelled by a massive counterforce. The ancient demon within is immediately alarmed, releasing a savage and furious divine sense that sweeps outward with a thunderous roar of "Get lost." Upon sensing the mark of Bei Luo on Wang Lin, it becomes even more frenzied. Wang Lin ignores it, completely adjusts his breathing and calms his mind. He then raises his hand and points toward the grey, mist-covered sky, softly uttering, "Slaughter Chi, gather." In an instant, a colossal surge erupts across the entirety of Fire Monster County. Countless figures, whether fighting openly or hiding in the shadows, react simultaneously. Ordinary monster soldiers, commanders, and even those elusive black-clad soul reapers harvesting souls all tremble as streams of extremely condensed grey, energy filled with pure killing intent, shoot straight into the sky from above their heads. These are the slaughter Chi Wang Lin spent 100 years arranging, continuously collected through the soul-refining tribe scattered throughout the land amid endless warfare. At this moment, 100,000 streams respond to his call, tearing through the air with piercing wails as they converge madly above Wang Lin, blotting out the sky with grey mist and suffocating all surviving life below with chilling killing intent. But this is not the end. A sharp light flashes in Wang Lin's eyes as he softly says, "Divide." The massive grey cloud begins to split. 1 becomes 2, 2 become 4, 4 become 8, seemingly without end. In just a few breaths, the already sky-covering mass expands more than tenfold. 1 million strands of slaughter chi interweave densely in the air. Facing the seemingly impregnable ancient demon seal, Wang Lin hesitates no longer. He forms his fingers like a sword and points through the air, and the million slaughter chi transform into a devastating torrent filled with destructive will, crashing forward like an overwhelming tide and slamming violently into the ancient barrier protecting the capital. Wang Lin knows that to break an ancient demon seal, striking a single point is useless. He must assault the entire barrier simultaneously with massive dispersed attacks. Nurtured by nearly a century of war, this million slaughter chi possesses terrifying power and has replaced the extinction finger as his new killing move, standing alongside demonizing finger and Dao transforming yellow springs, while the immobilization technique remains hidden as his life-saving trump card. Slaughter chi falls like a torrential storm, and soon cracks spread across the demonic barrier until it collapses completely. Wang Lin steps into the empty city as demonic aura erupts from the demon valley at its center, forming a massive purple demon shadow with twin horns. The ancient demon angrily condemns Wang Lin, declaring that even with Bei Luo's protection, death is inevitable. With a wave of its hand, the surroundings transform into a crimson world of molten lava, and the scorching heat condenses into hundreds of illusions to block Wang Lin's path. Wang Lin shows no fear, recalling the million slaughter chi into his body and transforming them into layers of life imprints for protection. While donning his ferocious demonic armor, his figure flashes like lightning as he charges straight toward the demon shadow. Completely ignoring the phantom attacks, the ancient demon mocks him for possessing armor but lacking a demon's heart, then unleashes a demonic sound wave infused with demonic aura. Wang Lin points and activates demonizing finger, erupting with overwhelming demonic qi that shatters the sound wave, only for the ancient demon to swallow the demonic wind in one gulp and sneer that it tastes acceptable. Wang Lin continues advancing as the ancient demon's eyes flash with strange light, releasing demonic power that turns the surrounding 100 jang space into a crushing mire. Wang Lin lets out a low shout of Dao Transform, forcibly spreading the Yellow Springs River to open a path forward and advance another 10 jang. The ancient demon snorts coldly and swipes with a claw, dispersing the demonic armor and its aura. But Wang Lin withstands the blow with his million life imprints. Though most shatter, they instantly regenerate, allowing him to advance another 10 jang. The ancient demon finally abandons its playful attitude, revealing killing intent as it realizes Bei Luo would not have sent this man without purpose. To eliminate future trouble, it unleashes its innate divine ability, Demon Art, Demon Slayer. The lava-covered land boils violently as scorching heat condenses into a crimson demon spear that thrusts toward Wang Lin with lethal force. Wang Lin's expression turns grave as he continues advancing, fusing all million life imprints within his body into an ultimate killing intent concentrated at his fingertip. He charges once more and finally steps within 50 jang of the ancient demon. At that instant, Wang Lin begins chanting, forming the hand seal taught by Bei Luo with his left hand. This is the second step of their agreement approach, and perform the technique. His blood qi boils violently as he spits out a mouthful of blood, with even more blood mist bursting from his body and instantly condensing into a blood shadow. A domineering divine sense descends as the blood shadow opens its eyes, revealing the ancient demon Bei Luo, who uses Wang Lin's blood infused with ancient god aura to successfully manifest. The ancient demon of Fire Monster County pales upon realizing Bei Luo has found a cultivator possessing ancient god aura as a medium. Bei Luo's voice echoes from the blood shadow, announcing his intention to fuse and devour the remaining ancient demons. As the blood shadow lunges straight toward the purple demon shadow, and overwhelming demonic flames instantly engulf them both. Outside the flames, Wang Lin grows weak from blood loss. Yet the crimson demon spear does not disappear and continues thrusting toward him. Wang Lin counters with the ultimate fused slaughter chi at his fingertip, the collisions erupting in deafening explosions. As the slaughter chi begins to dissipate, Wang Lin retreats rapidly, then strikes again after regaining a moment of respite, repeating this process until he retreats 100 jang and finally shatters the demon spear with a surge of demonizing chi. Pale-faced but resolute, Wang Lin turns and rushes toward the demon valley at the city's center, as the third step is to seize the vessel containing the ancient demon's divine sense. Deep within the valley stands a massive statue radiating demonic aura, which rises into the sky to support the battle. As Wang Lin arrives, ripples spread from the statue and demonic energy condenses into an ancient demon clone equal in size to Wang Lin, coldly blocking his path. Judging himself unable to win, Wang Lin prepares to retreat when Bei Luo's anxious voice rings out in his mind, begging him to shatter the statue and help complete the fusion. Bei Luo promises that Wang Lin will no longer need to act afterward, and swears that at the moment of fusion, he will allow Wang Lin's divine sense to comprehend the ancient demon inheritance realm, offering benefits beyond measure. And recalling the life-saving grace of the past, Wang Lin sighed inwardly, knowing that a debt of gratitude could not go unpaid. A cold glint flashed through his eyes as he mobilized the Ling Tianhou sword chi within his body. A golden sword radiance instantly illuminated the demon valley. The ancient demon clone hastily drew demonic runes into a net to block it. Yet before the domineering Ling Tianhou sword ki, it collapsed upon contact. The clone transformed into demonic ki, attempting to envelop the sword energy. But Wang Lin stepped forward in a single stride and arrived before the statue, pressing his right hand onto it. Stop! Two furious roars rang out simultaneously from the heavens and from within the demonic ki as a gigantic claw and a demonic head lunged toward Wang Lin. At the critical instant, Wang Lin poured his immortal energy into the statue. Cracks spread across its surface as the Ling Tianhou sword Qi pierced through the demonic head and rebounded to strike. The statue shattered completely, revealing a segment of a hand bone suspended within. Wang Lin seized it, and the moment he touched the bone, an immense force surged into his primordial spirit, dragging him into a strange void where there was neither sky nor earth, yet it brimmed with mysterious power. Scene after scene appeared, all manifestations of the various secret arts he had cultivated. The Wang Lin figures within these visions stepped forward one by one, sitting cross-legged around him, wavering between illusion and reality. As Wang Lin reeled in shock, he realized that unlike the solid, lifelike avatars of all-seer Tian Yunzi, he had once seen these figures existed between the real and the unreal. Enlightenment dawned upon him. This was likely an early experience of the higher realm, known as the yin-yang, void reality realm. Soon the figures began to fade, with the grey-robed slaughter Qi incarnation disappearing the fastest. Wang Lin's mind immediately merged with that grey-robed figure. Several months later, the war in Fire Monster County came to an end due to the ancient demon fusion, and Bei Luo successfully devoured the remnant soul of the local ancient demon, greatly increasing his power. Wang Lin's physical body was brought back to Heavenly Demon City's Dragon Pool, where he remained seated in meditation, immersed in his enlightenment. After several more months, Wang Lin opened his eyes, his gaze restrained and his aura calm like that of an ordinary scholar, yet exuding an otherworldly fragrance. He exhaled a long breath of turbid qi as Bei Luo's voice echoed, explaining that ancient demons possessed the ability to comprehend heaven and earth and create divine abilities on their own, and could allow an outsider to experience this once in a lifetime. He mentioned that aside from Wang Lin, he had granted such a legacy to only two others, the second being a supremely talented cultivator named Sun Yun, who had even created an entirely new set of divine abilities during the inheritance. Wang Lin memorized the name and then turned to the main matter, asking about the final part of their agreement, finding the whereabouts of Zhou Yi's divine sense. Bei Luo replied that he had already located it in the abyss of the tide's end, a perilous passage in the starry sky formed by spatial collapse with 6 entrances. The entrance in Water Monster County lay closest to the target location, while the only exit was in Fire Monster County. Bei Luo handed Wang Lin a crystal condensed of radiant light, allowing him to borrow Bei Luo's perspective to observe the abyss as an additional gift. After thanking him, Wang Lin departed. Bei Luo, meanwhile, secretly calculated that fully fusing all ancient demons would take 100 years, after which he would battle his old nemesis, ancient demon Ta Jia, once more. Toward the trace of pure aura within Wang Lin, carrying the will of the ancient god royal lineage, he felt both covetous and deeply wary, daring not to devour it for fear of inviting catastrophe. And he wondered whether ancient demon Ta Jia could resist such temptation as well. At the same time, deep within the mysterious abyss of the tide's end, in a clearing shrouded by black mist, Tan Lang and several disciples of the Great Lu Sword Sect were trapped, their exit completely blocked by swarms of bizarre black demonic beasts with twin wings and razor-sharp mouthparts, the dreaded mosquito beasts. On his way to the abyss entrance, Wang Lin arrived at a strange place in Water Monster County, known as Cloud Mist Mountain Sea, where swirling clouds created scenery like a fairy realm. There he encountered 4 peers from external cultivator sects, 2 of whom were women. Leading them was a Zhao surnamed woman of striking beauty, accompanied by 2 handsome men, one being the proud and charismatic Du Jian, who enthusiastically introduced the place to his companions, and the other a taciturn, cold-faced man in black named Murong Zhuo. Murong Zhuo lingered here not merely for the scenery, but because he had discovered a fissure in the sea of clouds, likely the rumored entrance to the dangerous abyss of the tide's end. As the Zhao surnamed woman was about to speak, Murong Zhuo suddenly opened his eyes and stared at the distant sky, uttering only 2 words very strong. A long rainbow streaked across the heavens and transformed into the figure of Wang Lin in white robes hovering mid-air. He coldly swept his gaze over the clouds below, seemingly about to act, when Du Jian in red robes called out to him. Du Jian recognized Wang Lin and was secretly shocked, having sensed that Wang Lin's cultivation had already reached the ascendant realm far beyond his former self. His thoughts raced as he quickly plastered on a warm smile, greeted Wang Lin, and introduced the others, directly asking whether Wang Lin had also come for the abyss of the tide's end. After receiving confirmation, Du Jian proposed traveling together. Wang Lin hesitated briefly. Through the magic treasure given by Bei Luo, he had already scouted the abyss and knew it contained dangers even ascendant cultivators must treat with caution. Had the group consisted only of Du Jian and the others, he might have refused. But Murong Zhuo, who could sense his arrival from thousands of miles away, and whose cultivation was likewise at the early ascendant stage, made Wang Lin feel this man was anything but ordinary. So he nodded in agreement. Du Jian smiled outwardly, but sneered inwardly, filled with suspicion and jealousy. He clearly remembered that 100 years ago, Wang Lin had only been at mid-soul transformation. Yet now he had successfully reached Ascendant and seemingly survived the deadly, those who hear the Tao live at dawn and die at dusk trial, making him far from simple. He even harbored malicious thoughts that Wang Lin might threaten his status in the future. What he faced, however, was no naive country bumpkin, but Wang Lin, tempered through centuries of life and death slaughter, whose cunning and experience far exceeded Du Jian's imagination. The five set off together toward the depths of the clouds. Along the way, Zhao Yixuan repeatedly cast probing glances at Wang Lin. She possessed a divine ability to perceive hearts and rarely failed to see through others over the past century, yet Wang Lin was an exception. To her, Wang Lin bore no fog nor disguises. His mind was simply sealed and perfectly restrained, a purity of composure that made him impossible. When she secretly strengthened her divine ability, Wang Lin seemed to sense it and turned to glance at her calmly, his gaze like a sharp sword that made her spirit shudder instantly, understanding it was a warning. As they traveled, Wang Lin also coolly assessed these four temporary companions, each harboring their own thoughts and formidable abilities, and the one who drew his greatest attention was the seemingly weakest and most ordinary Shu surnamed woman, around whom there lingered an inexplicable and peculiar aura.